So I was recently thinking about the different places where people tend to have sex. In the car, in the house, work, school. And then I thought about the elevator. And then it just occurred to me, that is wrong on so many levels. If you know, you know. Anyways, it's about time we start this podcast. Let's hit it. Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one podcast channel coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. This is the Wednesday edition, aka Battle of the Sexes, and I think it's about time I school people again on matters sex. Now, ladies tend to complain a lot about, I went to his place. Fine. I slept with him. Fine. He supposedly thought he did a good job, but he only lasted 2 minutes. Fine. Like, this is something that does make sense in the realm of, you probably weren't satisfied. But this is something that I also came and told you, what? It's a good thing that he finished early. It means that you were really, really good. Like, that shnunu is the best shit ever. So he ended up dropping his kids real quick. People like to complain about this so much, which is why I think I addressed it like 2 episodes ago on FFS, aka Fan Favorite Section. And I spoke about, finishing early. Like, niggas tend to have weak pull-out game when it's some really good shit. And when they really like the person that they're hitting it with. Because people tend to think that, us guys, like, if we like it so well, we'll take a while before we finish. And that's not how it works. You know very well, if a nigga get horny, like, he's pretty much gonna let everything loose as fast as possible. Not because that's what he wants, but that's because that's how a nigga's body works. So people usually end up losing their shit. This nigga can't last in bed. What if it was just you that had really good shnunu? Like, the fuck? So I figured, I might as well bring this up, speak about it, and talk about when it's too good. I'm talking about those times when everything just happens to fall into place. The foreplay was on point for those niggas that like to, mess with the foreplay. And, even for you liked everything. Like, he was seductive enough. Like, the both of you were just clicking. Everything was lining up. Mercury was not in retrograde on that specific day and time. Like, y'all went all the way in. And, like, the makeout happened. The clothes came out nice and slow. And, y'all were busy teasing each other. And then, let's say it's one of those unusual times when the shorty decided, let me get on top first. And, you decide to get on top. You decide to ride it real good. You decide to give this guy the time of his life. But then again, time flies. So, for him, his time flew a little too fast as opposed to you. So, in like 2 minutes, this guy is done. He's finished. There is nothing left in the tank. He's pretty much gone on like hibernation mode. And it seems like a bad thing at first. But you think about it, like, this guy's probably done you the best favor ever. Because he's prepped you up for round 2. Because round 2 is now where you guys get, like max out on everything. But because a lot of shorties like to complain. Because a lot of shorties have painted men in bad light because of finishing time. Even though it's not entirely his fault. We figured, let's find a way to switch this up. This is something that we've done for years, for generations. So what we do is, we start changing positions. We have positions all the time. Some ladies will say, like, this one will provide maximum pleasure for the both of us. Sex therapists like to talk a lot. And they'll tell us, if it's doggy, it'll be really good for both. Or, try this, try that, try A, try B, try C, try D, try a 69 here and there. So everyone likes to go in for it and they're like, let's change positions, But the question is, do you know why the guy changes positions though? Do you really understand why this guy changes positions? There's a very good chance that he's been changing positions because he doesn't want to finish. Like, he knows the shnunu too good. Like, his kids are ready to go. Like, he's about to finish. And you're all up in a nigga's business and you're like, let's change positions. At the end, this guy's like, yes, let's do this. And he's going to continue going in. And also, a bit of like a small secret with guys. If this guy don't want to finish, he will stop at some point. He will try to dissect his head. He'll pretty much use every trick in the book to make sure he doesn't finish quick. Because no nigga likes to be known for finishing quick. Unless it's people like YG. YG once came out in a song and the guy was like, finish in 4 minutes. Because I ain't got time for bitches. While you hit your spot, I'm hitting all kinds of bitches. Stuff like that. But that's besides the point. That's a bit irrelevant. No nigga wants to be known for finishing quick. Just the same way no nigga wants to be known for having a small dick. So obviously we'll change positions all the time. You know, start moving on that missionary. Nigga feels like he's about to lose it. He's like, you know what, let's change positions. And that's mostly for these guys that can't, you know, work on Pythagoras theorem in their head. They can't start asking themselves what they had for breakfast and shit. Because this guy is so into you that he's about to lose his craps. Like, this guy knows if he actually gets into it fully for 2 seconds, he is gone. So of course he's gonna, you know, decide, you know, let's switch positions. So he's gonna switch positions a bunch of times. But here's the thing. The times when you start getting up the mountain, when you get halfway, you're like, you know what? It's either here or it's not gonna happen, because either way it's gonna come out. So this guy is gonna be like, okay, now I'm about to finish. These kids is about to come out. So he will continue, but for the most part, he'll try to slow it down as much as possible, because some of these guys, aka some of us, aka some of the population that aren't trash, will be really, really nice, and they'll be like, you know what, I want this woman to get some pleasure too. I want to make sure that she finishes. I want to make sure that she gets the ultimate satisfaction, because sex isn't just for me alone. Sex is for the both of us. You know, we care sometimes. So this guy will make sure he holds back. He will change positions as much as he needs to. He will pause and start doing all sorts of funny shit. He will make jokes. He will probably come and do conversation at some point. Except one of those what are we type of questions. Like, don't ask that shit when you're in bed. Like, don't ever ask that shit when you're fucking. Like, the hell. So he'll continue, you know, just trying to hold back, trying to make sure nothing, you know, major happens, no kids gets dropped, up until, you know, this guy feels like, you know what, she's probably finished this time. Maybe she's finished twice. That's when this guy is going to try and go in. And this is when it starts to work against the man. I will not lie to you. Men do have points in time where it's like, because I rejected my, you know, climax period, like that moment where, you know, if I do this, then I'm gonna finish. There are times when guys ignore that and it never comes back. And it's all because they're trying to pleasure a woman. So women, you're not the only one who have, you know, unsatisfactory sex. Men also have that shit as well. But this guy will decide, you know what, let me try. Let me make sure I do this. Because there are times when it can fail, but for the most part, it'll work. So he'll go in. And then it's about to come out. Now here's the problem. Some women are on top of a guy. This guy is like, you know what, I'm about to finish. I don't know. Probably because some of y'all want child support. Probably some of y'all want, I don't know, the fucking pyramids or the Leaning Tower of Pisa all up in them. They just continue riding. Hell, they even ride harder. And this time, this guy is like, I ain't ready for no kids. I've been hitting this shit raw. I like this shorty, but nah, I am not ready to go that far. Shorty keeps riding. This nigga is like, no. Like, nigga ends up finishing. And then, when child support comes, she's gonna be up in your business like, oh, you know, you were the one that was doing me. I didn't tell you to finish. Like, I didn't tell you to drop some kids. I didn't tell you to come. Like, what the fuck? But, like, let's discuss pull-out game, though. Like, properly this time. Now, pull-out game, obviously, guys can kind of measure that pull-out game. But pull-out game is like a trade-off for a guy. As in, the best form of pleasure is like when you finish and you drop the kids and you're in raw and you finish inside. Now, that is, like, ideal. Like, that's the best form of finishing that'll be there. Like, that is the best way you can drop your kids. But pull-out game just came up because we want to have our pleasure going raw. So we kind of have to make a trade-off because there's like 3 main points of it. You know, there's like getting that max pleasure, you know, dropping your kids and going in raw. So we try to make a trade-off of one of them. So if a guy wears a condom, he's going to trade in mass pleasure, but he's going to drop some kids inside. And, well, yeah, also going raw. When a guy decides to pull out, then obviously he's trading in dropping the kids. Now, here's the thing. If he's dropping kids outside, trust me, this guy's going to make a trade-off. So he's going to make sure he tries to pull out at the point at which he knows, you know what, there's no other option. If I stay in for even a millisecond, I am fucked. We are fucked. There's gonna be kids growing up calling you daddy. Or someone's gonna have to swallow a P2, which we understand ladies don't necessarily like. Especially since you guys have like 3 strikes a year. I'm not sure how long that year lasts. Because if you do it at December 31st, does that mean that January 1st, it kind of like resets itself? I don't know. But here's the thing. This guy will try and make sure that, millisecond before, he finishes, he'll pull it out. But here's the thing. Because some of us niggas don't entirely know our bodies, we'll either pull it out too early or too late. If this nigga pulls it out too early, it's a problem for him. Because he'll be like, shit, I didn't manage to finish, blah, blah, blah. If he pulls it out too late, then damn, the both of y'all are fucked. If a kid comes, the both of y'all are fucked. If she wasn't on safe days and she doesn't think of taking the pill. The both of y'all are fucked if she isn't on any form of contraception. So ladies, I think you guys need to understand that us guys need to do a fuck ton of math when we're sleeping with you. Just to make sure that the both of us come out mutually satisfied. Although, let's be honest, women tend to get more pleasure from sex than men do. So there's nothing mutual about this. Anyways, it's about time you guys get back to that work. Always put that process in that progress or be the prevention. This has been Battle of the Sexes on Break Time on Westside. If you guys want to hit us up on IG, give us your thoughts, your feedback, your shade. It is on breaktime_Westside on Instagram. It has been me, Sir Denver B. I will see you guys later.